All right. Welcome. Back again, once again, time and time again, my friends. And we here, you know what time it is, what we do over here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I host a live stream where we just basically talk about all things trading. I answer any questions in the chat, go over any charts you all post, want me to take a look at, possibly give the direction over the next few days that the market may be heading to further assist you in your trading during this week. If you do like that, make sure you are subscribed with the post notifications turned on. That way you do get updated anytime I do a live stream like this here or post any of the free educational content here on this channel. Go ahead and drop a thumbs up because we are being very consistent with these live streams as well every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Once again, in between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do host these live streams. So make sure you're tapped in. What up, J Staff? You know what it is. Make sure you tapped in so you can just go ahead and hop in and possibly get a little bit more assistance in your trading during this week. We will be just going over the majors in the market, a few commodities, and Bitcoin as well, unless any other charts are posted. So let's hop right into it, starting with XAU USD. We do have this level right in here after we had this move to the downside on the monthly time frame. We had this big move to the downside, breaking several levels of structure. We did start the retracement. Logical areas the market could come back into is right around here. Previous structure resistance, now acting as resistance once again. And if we do drop down to the weekly time frame, we are still above some weekly resistance as we are above this level here. Came in, found some resistance, broke above it, and now we're continuing to use this level as support. As long as the structure stays intact as it is, we could look for more continuations to the upside. Now here on the daily time frame, you can see we did have a level in the market that we failed to break above, using it as resistance. Then we finally broke above it, immediately came back into the range. What we can expect is that the market to hold this level as resistance once again. Previous structure resistance now act as resistance once again for more continuation to the downside. So we do not have aligning time frames. We would need to see some daily structure created and broken to the upside to look for more continuations on this market. But if that does come, it could be a possibility to see the market come and tap into some of this area before we get the move to the downside from the monthly time frame, continuing the overall trend. XAG USD on the monthly time frame moving to the upside as well after a big run down, starting to show the retracement. If we drop down to the weekly, we're still above some weekly resistance though, as we are here. We found level in the market right in here, broke above it, and as long as we stay above this level, we could look for more continuations to the upside just from a daily structure or a weekly structure perspective. And then on a daily time frame, you can see we do have a level in the market right around in here that was support. As long as we're below this, we can't be looking for the longs, but if we do start to get some sort of breakout above this level, there could be a possible continuation to the upside on this market. XBT USD monthly time frame now starting the retracement, moving to the downside. If we look at the weekly time frame, you can see we had the failed move to the upside after we had the most common pattern in the market starting. Move to the upside, retest, wanted to make the move to the upside, failed around the resistance level, started to make a move to the downside. If we do get further continuation on the downside, we could look for a possible retest of the neckline as we would have an M formation. But if we drop down to the daily time frame, you can see we're sitting right in between previous structure resistance and previous structure support, so just ranging sideways. No real clear probabilities to which direction the trade wants to go or the market wants to go for a nice trade setup. So best to just be patient on this market. Now we can go over to US oil on the monthly time frame of US oil. Moving to the downside, pushing to the downside, breaking below some monthly structure. And if we do look at the weekly, we are sitting right at previous structure support that should act as resistance as we have a nice impulse to the downside on the weekly time frame as well. Coming back for the retracement. The retracement has already came into right about the 618 golden Fibonacci ratio zone. So from here, we could start to see the momentum slow down for more continuation to the downside. And then if we do look at the daily time frame, you can see we've already started to make moves to the downside as we have just the most common pattern in the market. Break below structure, come back, retest previous structure broken for more continuation to the downside on this market. Now we can slide over to the Forex market, going over Euro USD, breaking above some monthly support that should act as resistance until broken through. Obviously, we have a few more days until this candle closes, but we are starting to get some strong movements to the upside. And then if we do look at the weekly time frame, you can see we have this candle here, which is the next one we want to see fill in the wick for more continuations to the upside as well. And then if we look at the daily time frame, you can see that we are just continuing the most common pattern in the market, just a break above structure, come back, retest previous structure broken, make a new higher high. Same thing here, break above structure, come back, retest previous structure broken, looking to make another higher high. We could see more continuations to the upside on Euro USD coming this week from a daily time frame perspective. GBP USD monthly time frame, on the monthly pushing to the upside quite aggressively, honestly. We're starting to show the retracement, but if we look at the weekly time frame, you can see on the weekly we're not starting to retrace very aggressively. We still have two retracement candles that are still inside this previous bullish candle, so not very strong on the retracement, which is exactly what you want to see for more continuations to the upside on this market. But we look like we want to start the next move to the upside, just coming from how this weekly candle is already printed. But if we do look at the daily time frame, we can see we are sitting right at previous structure support, or resistance, excuse me, now turn support once, looking to act as support one more time. We could see the move to the upside from this area right in here, but we need to see some daily structure created and broken before we start to look for possible continuations on this market, as we do have a level in the market here that could provide more continuation to the downside. So just be aware of that. AUD USD monthly time frame came right into previous structure support, now turned resistance for a continuation to the downside on the monthly time frame perspective. If we look at the weekly, we did have a strong close on the weekly last week where we could see more continuation to the downside, but we do have a level in the market right around here that we would need to see cleared before we could look for continuation to the downside safely. And then if we do look at the daily time frame, you can see we're sitting right at that level where if we do get more continuation to the downside, we could see a possible retest of this area for the overall continuation of the whole move of the whole structure. USD CAD monthly time frame, nice and easy. The most common pattern in the market on the monthly time frame, really exposed here. Break above structure, come back, retest previous structure resistance, now turn support for more continuation to the upside. Now if we look at the weekly time frame though, we did come right into this level of previous structure support, now turn resistance, starting to make a brief move away from there from the weekly time frame. But if we do look at the daily time frame though, you can see that we are starting to make moves to the upside, retesting these highs very aggressively. We did have this sell-off after a M pattern breakdown, came back, retest the neckline, provided the momentum we needed to see more continuation to the upside, came right around this previous structure resistance area, and just currently sitting, consolidating, which could lead to more continuation to the upside with the breakout. And then we could see possible moves going on USD CAD to the upside to fulfill the monthly TMCP. Then we can look at NZD USD on the monthly time frame, pushing to the upside, kind of trapped right in between two levels of structure. And then we do have this level right around in here where the market is just kind of ranging in between. If we look at the weekly time frame though, you can see on the weekly we're starting to get some sort of weak retracement. Even though we did have this move all the way to the upside, we could see a possible situation where there becomes a left shoulder head all around in here, and then we do get the right shoulder play with the move to the downside for more continuation to the upside. But if we look at the daily time frame, what you can see here is we do have a left shoulder here, head, the right shoulder right in this area is currently holding and acting as the right shoulder as resistance, where we could see that move to the downside to come retest some of these lows over in here could be possible for more continuation to the upside if the market wants to go ahead and do that. But as it stands on the daily time frame, maybe possibly tomorrow there could be a possibility or a setup for more continuation to the downside just off this move, the most common pattern in the market right here. USD CHF on the monthly time frame pushing to the downside very aggressively, breaking below some monthly structure. If we look at the weekly time frame, the weekly is just slowly making moves to the downside, pushing to the downside though. looking to fill in this candle here, where we want to see the next one filled in. And then on the daily time frame, what we kind of have is a perfect TMCP. We have a break below structure, come back, retest previous structure support, now turning resistance with the move to the downside. Could be a possible opportunity for more continuation to the downside going into tomorrow. Now we can hit USD JPY on the monthly time frame, currently retesting previous structure resistance. Now turn support. From here we can expect the market to bounce away from this level to some sort of capacity. But if we look at the weekly time frame, we're not just ready for that yet, as we are still below some weekly structure, weekly support, where if we come into it, it should act as resistance for more continuation to the downside until broken through. And then if we take a look at the daily time frame, what we can see is we're just kind of consolidating right in this area, kind of showing a wedge pattern that looks as if it wants to break out to the downside. So no real clear opportunities on USD JPY. And then we can go over BTC USD on the monthly time frame, pushing to the downside, still below some monthly structure. So we are bearish on the monthly, still below a whole bunch of monthly structure as well. And then recently, if we look at the weekly time frame, we did come into previous structure support, now turned resistance after we had this move to the downside. The most common pattern in the market: break below structure, come back, retest previous structure for more trend continuation. And then if we do look at the daily time frame, what you can see is after we did get this rejection, we started to move away very aggressively. We could possibly see the move to the downside for a lower low to be created on this daily structure that we've been waiting for some time now, back since November, the first week of November, when the structure first created. So just once again, this is previous structure resistance. All this level is support. So nobody knows when it's going to actually kick in as support, but just from a market structure standpoint, we do have all this area for the market to come into before we could possibly see it be acting as support. Until then, we just have to follow what the market trend is saying. The trend is your friend. I know, cliche, but we are bearish on the monthly, bearish on the weekly, and now we're starting to become bearish on the daily once again. So more continuation to the downside is the highest probability if you are looking to trade this market. Now that's pretty much it. Sums up what we got going on here. I do appreciate you kicking it in the stream. If you've made it this far, watching it with your boy, please drop me a thumbs up. For the consistency, we've been streaming every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for quite some time now, a few months, and I haven't missed a date. So give me a thumbs up for that. But if no one has any questions for me to answer, or no one has any pairs they'd like me to look at, just analyze, then I'm going to let you all go ahead and get started. Oh yeah, we just chilling this week, for real. Unless it's a blatant opportunity, something clear, might throw a 0.5% risk on it. But other than that, just chilling, watching the market. Once again, appreciate everyone who's made it to the stream this far. Oh yeah, of course, I'm gonna still be there though. You still peep it, still see what's going on, still gotta watch my movies and eat my popcorn. But with all that said, I don't see too much as far as the chart work y'all want me to look at. I don't want to keep you too long. I want you to come back. Just a nice little place to chill for about 20, 30 minutes on some days. But other than that, I hope everyone is having a profitable day on and off the charts. And until next time.